Okay, so I'm going to start my mozzarella video. We're going to do fresh mozzarella. I use polio curd, full cream style. This is the best for me. This is what I like. It's huge. Look at the size of it. It's a huge curd. I get it from one of the vendors where I work. And yeah, that's the biggest, that's the smallest you can buy. This big. So we're going to be making some mozzarella. I got my bowl. Not a very big bowl, so we're gonna be making some mozzarella. I got my water on. All right, fill a nice pot of water, get it nice and hot. Throw a nice couple of big handfuls of salt in there, maybe a little bit more. It all depends on how you like your mozzarella. If you like it salty or unsalted, don't put no salt. All right, we're gonna let that come to a boil. I'm gonna cut up some of the curd, put it in a bowl, and rock and roll. We'll be back. Okay, so I got my very hot water and I'm going to pour it on top of my curd that I've cut into strips. When I pour the hot water, I don't pour it directly on the curd. I kind of pour it around so it doesn't burn it. If you pour it directly on it, it might burn a little. It might get too hot. Okay. This is salted water. I make my mozzarella. I add some salt to it. You can make it unsalted. It's very hot water. Move it around a little bit at work. You want to keep moving it. Keep moving that curd. You can almost start to see it's starting to get stringy already, see? So it's starting to melt and form. But keep moving it, because if it sits in that heat for too long, then it can burn. It can get like too stringy. Then you got to take it out and let it solidify again. And you know, you want to try to do it in a good time. The first shot, you know, it seems to be more milky, I think, more creamy than working it so much, you know. I got some nice cold water here. Your hands are going to get very hot. Keep some cold water. You got to get your hands in that hot water. Yes. Little dip. It's already starting to form together. I sort of let it stretch on its own. You know, in the beginning, when it's starting to form together, I just let it kind of stretch on its own. If it starts to get too cold, all right, see, it's starting to cool off now. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to pour it back into my hot water. And then as you keep pouring the water back in here, the water will get even more, a little more saltier, so you don't want to put like a real lot, because it's going to condense a little, cook down a little. So pour that in there. You can see already, it's almost starting to form already. Look, it's all stuck together. All right, so you want to get it warm again. You want to get it warm again. Hot water. Again, pour it around the curd. Don't pour it directly on it. Nice. Alright. It doesn't necessarily have to be boiling water, but if you want that water hot and you want to work that curd fast, then the hotter the water, the faster the curd is going to turn into cheese. But you got to work it. You don't want to let it sit in there. See? So you let it sit a little bit. Now it's getting hot again, see? Getting hot again. There you go. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for that action. That action right there. See, it's lumpy. All right, but that's gonna all get smooth. Get your hands in that cold water if it gets too hot. I fold it like that. I fold it. All right. Now you can start pushing it a little bit, forming it a little bit, getting those lumps out. Get it back into the hot water if it's not pliable. I'm going to shut that water off because it's pretty hot. All right, let it sit in the water. There you go. You can see how hot it is. If you don't want to touch it with your hands, when it starts to get to this, you can just pick it up with a spoon. Some people use a paddle. I don't have a paddle. I should get a mozzarella paddle. There you go. It's getting there. It's getting there. Still a little lumpy. When the lumps will start to all blend together and you get a nice smooth ball. I'm going to let it get hot one more time and then we should be able to form a ball. Just get over being sick a little bit. It's cold weather, man. The winter, I don't know. Everybody gets sick in the winter. Summertime's way better. Springtime. Alright. This will probably be our last stretch that we could form. Get your fingers in there. Let it work itself out. Let it work itself out. Let all the bumps work themselves out. You know what I mean? You don't even have to. When you're ready to mold, ready to mold. I think we are ready. So, there we go. We'll put that back in the hot water. See what I'm doing there? I'm throwing some of the hot water on top so it gets warm again. And it's easier. It's easier to mold. There we go. That's good and hot. And you're just going to make like a dough ball almost, like you're rolling dough. Push one up to the top. There you go. See how nice and smooth it is? Work it. Make it like a mushroom. See it? See how I'm squeezing it? That's it. Take your knife and cut it off. Turn it over. Let it sit in that warm water a little bit. That hot water, rather. All right, there you go. And there it is. I let it set a little bit in my hand, just so it sets a little before I put it in the ice water. I just let it kind of set. Get rid of some of the pockets that might be in there. You get some air bubbles on top here and there. You can work it a little more, get all the air bubbles out, but I like the air bubbles. I like sometimes like that. It kind of keeps it a little more moist, I think. There you go. There's one. Let's make another one. See, now it's sat in the hot water a little more, so it's even a little more. There you go. That one looks a little better than the first one. They're not all perfect. But it tastes delicious. Make them nice and caprese salad. There you go. Flip it over. Get some cold water on your hot hands. And boom. That's a beauty. That's a beauty one. Now, let me get a little closer. Look at that one. That's a beauty. Let it settle a little bit before you put it in the ice water. And right into the ice water. All right, we'll come back. We'll do a little, I do knots. I make knots out of them. All right. Yeah, let's see if we can do one right now, actually. It's hot enough. Stretch it out. You don't want to pull it where it rips. You don't want it to rip. All right. You want it to stretch on its own, like gum, you know how it stretches, but if it starts to rip, then it's going to be shredded. If it gets too cold, it'll start to rip. So get it back in the hot water. There you go. All right there. Whoop. Couple of knots. Just like that. There. Another one. And another one. See? Just make a nice rope. Nice rope. You got some knots. All right, I don't know if you can see that. Let's bring it up closer because I'm a little far away. I'm just working with a phone here. All right, some knots. You can see my hands are like prunes. Right in the cold water. You know, you marinate those knots with some fresh garlic. All right, fresh garlic, fresh basil, a little salt, a little crushed red pepper, and some olive oil. Delicious. All right, we're gonna see if I can show you a braid here. Take this off of there. All right. It's gonna be hard to do the braid unless I'm laying it on the table. But anyway, something like that. All right, there you go. All right, and you get the braid action. All right, but we're gonna make some more knots. All right, so that's it. You just form all your mozzarella. I'm gonna make some bricks. I'm gonna form this curd and I'm gonna put it in bread pans and I'm gonna make some bricks out of it. All right, cool it off, shock it. When it comes out of the fridge, cut it into pieces and freeze it. And pull out a piece out of your freezer. Use it anytime. It freezes great. Freezes great. All right, so hope you enjoy it. Make some fresh mozzarella and talk to you soon. Bye.